Alrighty guys, what is going on? Assalamu alaikum. We're gonna be talking about something super important. Relationships are literally failing because of a skill set rather than the relationship actually being bad. Being with someone and remaining in a relationship, that's a certain skill. But actually having a happy and successful relationship, this is something else entirely. So how to make that happen is to proper communication. No one really teaches this, so today inshallah this is going to be the first episode. This is going to be part 1, and I never said my handwriting was going to be amazing, and this is going to be for the ladies. Ooh la la, ladies. Alright, let's just get straight into it. First things first, we're going to go over the symptoms. So if you are experiencing a lack of communication in your relationship and without you even knowing, if you're going to be experiencing any of these bullet points that I'm going to be mentioning, it's an indication that there's a lack of communication within your relationship, mainly from your side to the husband, because of course this is ladies first. And then also, if you are not experiencing these, this is a great way to know what will happen without the communication. The first thing first is something that is the killer of relationships, and this is resentment. Resentment is something that starts to build up within you because you have something bothering you within you and you are not expressing it to get the clarification that you need from your spouse so that he can console you and tell you it's all good, everything is fine, don't worry about whatever you're worrying about. If you do not have proper communication, this will start to build up. And guys, ladies, let me tell you, this is the killer of relationships. And I cannot emphasize that enough. This is the killer of relationships. The moment you start to build up resentment within your heart, that is going to start the negative cycle of how you start to view your relationships. Now, when you have resentment, this builds by itself emotional disconnect. So you will stop feeling lovey-dovey towards your husband. This is what happens with resentment. Now, how can you be in a successful relationship if you have a resentment, which is emotional disconnect? This is impossible. You won't be in love, or it will be masked by resentment. Second thing is, with all of the lack of communication, you are going to start seeing your husband as the villain. You're going to start seeing him as the problem. Rather than talking about the problem, we are starting to see the spouse by accident as he is the problem. This leads to misunderstanding. No matter what action your husband is doing, you see negative in it, while even in his mind it could be a positive thing. But because you have this inner dialogue going on that you haven't fully addressed yet through lack of communication, you are having massive misunderstanding on absolutely everything he's doing. This is obviously detrimental. What does this do? It causes for you, Mrs. Madam, chaos and confusion. You're going to be sitting there in chaos and confusion. Your mind is not going to be in a healthy place if every single thing that you think your husband is doing is a negative thing or something against you. Does that make sense? I know this is making sense. You guys, immediately like the video, inshallah. We're going to get to the next 2 points, inshallah. And then after the next 2 points, we're going to subscribe. All right. So these are 2 things, 2 symptoms. Here's the third, inshallah. This happens with a lack of communication. Increased conflict. This happens through the misunderstanding and resentment. All of this is in alignment, guys. This is not just one thing or the other. Everything will happen with the lack of communication. Everything, including the next bullet point. Increased conflicts. If you are the brave enough woman in your relationship, because there's all types of women in the world with all sorts of relationships, you will start to get into arguments with your husband. Bismillah. And it's just going to keep happening. It's just going to keep happening. What does that occur? Obviously, it's unhealthy relationship. Guys, everyone says fighting is healthy. Let me tell you right now, absolutely not. No. There's a certain type of fighting that is healthy, and there's a certain type of fighting that is unhealthy. Most of what people say, oh, if he's fighting, that means he cares about a relationship. All this stuff is nonsense. Do not listen to it. They're allowing you to have a detrimental relationship. There's no such thing as a healthy fighting. There is called a healthy discussion, healthy dialogue that you can have with your spouse. There's no such thing as fighting. The moments voices are getting raised and both sides are being angry, there's nothing healthy about that, okay? We'll get into that inshallah in another video, but this will cause that with a lack of communication. Increased conflict, unhealthy relationships. Comment below if you guys want to see the other thing that I was talking about. I don't even remember what I was talking about next. Next, and lastly, but not most unimportant, this, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, this will build such a lack of trust, my brother. You're not going to trust him. That means, okay, misunderstanding, you don't see anything he's doing in the present moment to be correct. Lack of trust is you don't think anything in the future he's going to do is going to be correct for you, is going to be towards you, for you in your life. Ladies, this is obviously, as you can see, this is absolutely detrimental. If you're seeing any of these signs, this is an indication that there's a lack of communication, that you need to speak with them, okay? Now, this will happen unhealthy everything, okay? Unhealthy mindset and life, brother. You're gonna be, I'm saying brother, but I know I'm talking to the sisters. Okay, so screenshot this, guys, because we're gonna be talking next about how to communicate now that we understand, oh my God, we're being affected by something we didn't even know. We're maybe having a lack of communication. We're starting to feel disgust towards our husband. Why have I not written that there? Oh my God, I thought I wrote that there. Okay, well, that's weird. Okay, well, any type of disgust, brother, this is a very important one. If you're feeling any type of disgust towards your husband, this is not healthy, my brother. So this is all in alignment with a lack of communication. So ladies, now you can screenshot this, inshallah, if you want to. And we're going to go on to, okay, now that we have identified the problems of the lack of communication, Fraz, how can we communicate to our husband then? Because there's specific ways. Men are different types of creatures than you women. And so we're going to discuss that. Bismillah. All this hard work. It feels so weird to erase that, brother. Do you guys like the whiteboard, by the way? I like the whiteboard. Sit down, ladies. You are in class. And you are going to be very happy, inshallah, in your relationship. All right. Next step is how to communicate. We're going to be talking about now how to communicate. Let's get this going. This is an extra line that is not needed. Ladies, there's no way that you can properly and healthily communicate your issues to your husband unless you do this number one rule. If you do not have this first bullet point, your communication style is flat, bland, lame, whack. It's not gonna work. Bismillah. Fraz, what is it? Stop with the suspense, my brother. We gotta go and fix a relationship. Let's go. Bismillah. When you speak with him about your problem, you have to speak with, how do you spell this word? My sisters, my brothers, I don't care. I'm just gonna say brothers. You cannot communicate properly, healthily, in a healthy manner, your problem, unless you speak first with the benefit of doubt. Obviously, there's something within you that is bothering you and you're trying to figure that problem out. And obviously, by default, we're human. Every single person thinks that what they believe is right. But you have to believe that there must be some type of understanding that he had, that he thought whatever he was doing was for your benefit as well. You have to just believe that. Women, even if it's not true in reality, you must approach it in such a manner. Okay, well, why if it's not true? Because the way you are going to bring up the conversation is going to be in a very, very hostile manner if you don't arrive with the benefit of doubt. And then on top of this is a sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says that give all the believers the benefit of doubt. So you are following Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guidance by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're gaining good deeds. And then also then you are able to properly communicate. But it all stems with the benefit of the doubt. Now I'm going to go on to the next 3 points, but every single point connects back to the benefit of doubt. Ladies, have benefit of doubt of your husband. You married him. You had enough trust to marry him. Now have enough trust in him while you are married, brother. Come on, it doesn't make any sense unless you make sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Bismillah. Next thing, how to communicate. It's about intention. The way to communicate is you need to have an intention of seeking clarification. That's what you're, when you come here, and obviously that connects to what, ladies? I want you to say it behind the cameras. Benefit of the doubt. Seeking clarification means, hey, I noticed that the other day you did, you let's say you didn't open the door for me. I'm just wondering, did you forget, or was there some reason, or was something on your mind? This is what you call benefit of doubt, my brother. Instead of saying, please don't make your men open the door every single time. That's been saying. I was just giving the crazy example. But how did I start it off? I started off by believing that maybe something was on his mind. That's why he didn't do it. Or maybe it slipped his mind. Or maybe something is going on in his mentals, in his life. Or maybe he just simply forgot. What usually tends to happen is shaitan comes and whispers, nah, dude, he was just trying to disrespect you. He's trying to disrespect you. He didn't want to open the door because you're not a queen. You're not a princess. You're nothing special to him. The whispers of shaitan, the idea and goal of shaitan is to destroy a relationship. Benefit of doubt, and also when you're asking because you're trying to seek clarification. You know that whatever he did, inshallah, was for the benefit. And you're just trying to gain understanding, gain clarification, which brings me to the next point. You're only asking to understand. Ladies, it's an intention. Okay, let me put this right here. It's all about this. Intention. How do you spell intention? Oh my God. Okay. Intention. It's all about intention. The way you view your husband, the way you view the actions of your husband, should come from a positive intention. I believe that his intentions were correct. I am going to have the intention of giving him benefit of doubt before I emerge with this thing that I want to talk about. Okay, so then you're asking to understand. Cool, awesome. Lastly, but not least, this is, I'd probably say, like the most important part, because it's so easy to not do this, but you do everything else. Actually, not really. I feel like if you have this will happen. Also, okay, just pause for a second. Okay, to stay calm, my brother. Females, stay calm. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. In the world of men, if a man comes and approaches another man and he speaks with him with disrespect, a loud voice, a certain type of way, the man is going to take that as disrespect, the other man. He's going to take that as offensive. Okay? Obviously, women work differently. Women are a ball of emotion. I love it. Okay? I love this analogy. Should I create this? I've been waiting to do this. Women are this. Okay? Women. Ball of emotions. I'm going to explain this to men, guys, ladies. Don't worry. Just comment below what you want me to explain to the men. This is emote. We're going to say emote. You guys are a ball of emotions. Whatever you're feeling on the internal, you're going to show on the external. So I understand that you have some type of inner conflict going on, but it's very crucial that you have to stay calm while talking about this. And this can only happen is not if you get super angry and let me try to stay calm. Fraz, from GT Podcast, he told me to stay calm. Hold on. I have to stay calm. That's not going to work. Ladies, that's not going to work. The only way to stay calm, and I want you to say it with me, is say it out loud. Wallahi, I know someone said it out loud. Allah Mubarak. You have to speak with the benefit of doubt, my brothers, my sisters. And also this, of course, also comes back to understand, with the intention to understand him versus just fight him. I forgot to mention that. You're trying to understand him versus to fight him. All this connects back to the benefit of doubt. However you talk, doesn't matter. You don't need to talk corporate level. Sir, so I noticed that everyone has their own speaking way. This light is failing on me. Is there still enough light? Good God Almighty. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Ladies, screenshot this if you would like to retain this information here. I'm about to erase this. And lastly, the most important part, I would say, because you can do everything right up until this point, if you do not do the next step, and this is the last step of this video, then you're just going to throw everything in the trash. Okay, so let's just get to the next point, inshallah. Screenshot if you guys want. Remember, emote. Bismillah. Hard work, brother. Hard work just getting erased. May Allah protect us from having our good deeds erased. Ameen, summa ameen. You know, people in their judgment are going to have their sins presented to them. Astaghfirullah. They're going to get so happy, especially when they're seeing Jahannam and Jannah in front of them. They're going to get happy when they see the good deeds, and Allah erases them. May Allah protect us from being amongst them. Ameen. Okay, so now, the last and final point, which is, you could do everything right, but if you do this one thing wrong, you're going to just ruin it for yourself. When/what to communicate. Ladies, I understand. I may be a man, but I do understand that there's a lot of emotions going on inside there. I should have probably kept the diagram of emote. There's a lot of questions going on in your heads. There are a lot of emotions. Let's say he came home and he kind of looked at you and looked away instead of looking at you for a whole second. These kind of things do bother you. I understand that entirely. I get it. Does that mean you need to go and, hey, I saw you looked at me for a second and looked away? No. Please, I'm going to say no. This is why this is so important. You have to know when and what to communicate. Ladies, you cannot communicate everything, because based off of that, you're going to be speaking to your husband on a 24/7 basis. You're going to be calling him, texting him the entire time he's at work. He's trying to figure out how to survive in his own man way, which I can help with him later, inshallah. And you are dealing with your own internal problems, which is very valid. But a man cannot listen to it. A man simply just cannot listen to it for every single emotion that you have. So the ruling is this: if something is on your mind for 2 to 3 days, you're in your little bubble, and you're in your own bubble, and you're thinking these thoughts. This is you, female. Now I'm having fun with this board. Female with hijab, mashallah. This is you, and this is you thinking the thoughts. If this is happening to you, but if it lasts for 2 to 3 days, if this exact thought lasts for 2 to 3 days, this is a clear indication that this is probably something you need to communicate, because it's more important. And I'll tell you something. All these things or thoughts or ideas or thinking processes that comes into your mind, not all of these will actually stay with you, which is why the rest are not actually important. If they don't stick with you, then they're not important. You don't have to worry about it. This is why I would personally say, for the most peace in your household, 2 to 3 days of thinking the same thought, this is probably a clear indication that you need to probably communicate this to your husband. What is another way? If this thought that you have, I misspelled. If this thought is keeping you up at night, thank you for the light, mashallah, light came back, praise be to Allah. If this thought is keeping you up at night, this is also another clear indication this is probably something that you need to communicate, but I would still connect it back to the 2 to 3 days. A lot of random things keep me up at night as well too, unless that are not important. So then wait 2 to 3 days. Is the same thought? If so, you know what to do. Thirdly, and this is almost the last one here. This is why I said it. When to communicate? When? Brother, you're embarrassing me. Get out of here, bug. Guys, this is not my room. Okay, please understand, this is not even indoors. Yeah, it may look indoors, but it's not indoors, so do not judge the bugs. When you feel disgust, oh my God, ladies, if you're starting to feel disgusted towards your husband, you're looking at him with a sour face, you're feeling that kind of way. This is probably a very clear indication, brother, sister, you need to communicate that ASAP, because that will grow. That kind of connects back to our first point, first thing we mentioned, how resentment, misunderstanding, lack of all that stuff, bismillah, happens when you start to have disgust. So lastly, guys, ladies, we have one more point. Do not exit out the video. You better not. And if you made it this far, you better be subscribed by now. And definitely comment below. Everyone needs to comment. We have so much to talk about, guys. We need to help other people out, other relationships out, inshallah. These are the 3 things that you will know, inshallah, on when and what to communicate. And lastly, this is the most important part, I would say. When to approach your husband to communicate when he is not in a bad mood. Okay, or not busy. Ladies, your husband loves you. Okay, that's why he's married to you. He loves a woman. That's why he's married to you. He would love to be at your service 24/7, but he has, other things that are going on in his mind. You can do absolutely everything, right? But if you approach him when he's either in a bad mood or he's super busy at work, I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It's not going to be beneficial. But Faraz told me all these steps to how to communicate. Is my husband just a bad person? No, remember, benefit of doubt, right? And also, this last step. This is such an important step. Whatever you say, just don't approach him when he's in a bad mood, and do not approach him when he is busy. Ladies, I'm going to cut that out. Ladies, let me know in the comments what you guys would like for me to talk about. Screenshot this if you like. Men, if you're watching this and you have any constructive criticism, I don't want to hear it, but definitely put it in the comments if you have any questions about men. Women, there's so many different unique problems in the world. Let's comment below and let's figure this out. Guys, we brought out the whiteboard for a reason, and if you made it this far, you better have liked the video, commented, and subscribed. Peace out, guys. I hope, inshallah, this helps. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. Alhamdulillah. Peace out, guys.